One thing we all have to learn to be okay with. What we all have to learn to be happy in spite of. We have to learn to be okay with being who we are. Even if that means a lack of popularity. We have to learn to love who we are in our own skin. Love who we are on the inside, despite how many people don't like it. Despite how many people call it weird. Despite how many people express their hatred for it. You have to be strong enough and you have to be conscious enough of who you are. And you have to love yourself enough to be who you are, no matter how many people come and stand or fight against you. That's what we all have to learn to do. I drive people around for a living. I love it. I enjoy it. I do that not just to make money, but I do it to help people out, and I do it because I enjoy it. I'm on break right now, as you can see, taking a moment to just enjoy the breeze coming from this tree. But I'm sitting in a tree. I'm not sitting up too high because I haven't gotten over my little fear of heights, but nonetheless, I'm up here. I'm sure somebody's walking by, see this man in a suit, and they're probably laughing at me. Probably wondering what I'm doing up here. And then again, maybe not. Either way it goes, I'm still up here in this tree. And I'm going to be up here in this tree until I'm ready to get down from this tree. And I'm going to enjoy myself in this tree no matter who laughs, who thinks it's crazy, who thinks it's weird, who thinks whatever. All I know is I'm loving being in this tree right now. The breeze feels good, it's comfortable, and I'm relaxed, and I get to talk to you. Now, ain't that something? That's what I call freedom. But you only have freedom if you have the ability and the strength, the wisdom to think for yourself, to express yourself freely from the inside, to flow from your inner glow. Now, what gets in the way of a person thinking for themselves and flowing from their inner glow? Well, quite a few things. The number one thing, one of the biggest things, is what people tune into. The music they listen to, what they watch on TV, what they focus on when they log into social media, who they listen to in their personal life. That's one of the biggest things that distracts a person from flowing from who they are on the inside and following, that enables them to follow the crowd. What everybody else is doing, what everybody else is saying. Man, I hate to break it to you, but there's so many people, and you might be one of them, but that's why I'm here. I'm going to tell you. There's so many people out here that don't even think for themselves. Don't think for themselves at all. No. It's a monkey see, monkey do type of world. But we're not monkeys, though. We're not monkeys. We are human beings. But we don't act like that because we are gifted. We have been entrusted by God, the universe, ancestors, whomever you put your faith in. that is edifying you and guiding you and loving you and reminding you who you are and enabling you to be your best version, whomever that is. You've been entrusted by that soul, that spirit, with so much. One of the things is free will, the ability to act and live freely, to speak freely, think freely. So how does that get taken away from us? The television. Yeah, it's cool to I guess know what's going on around you, be aware of your surroundings and all that good stuff, which I am. And I do so without turning on the news. I do not watch the news. Yeah. Social media is the news enough. I do have a Facebook account. I have an Instagram account. That's the news right there. You look on there, and we don't need news reporters no more. Y'all gonna put the news stations out of business because y'all are reporting the news, whether it's true or false. Y'all are spreading the news. But by keeping up with that and tuning into that so much, you're programming yourself. You're programming yourself because most of that stuff that you're tuning into and that you're following and believing, in the middle of the word believe is the word lie. What you are believing is what's in the middle of the word believe, a lie. So what you are doing is you are allowing yourself to be programmed by whoever run the news stations, the media, and all that stuff. And there's like several different sources owned by the same people. There are only certain things that are allowed to be spoken about on the news because there's always an agenda. There's always a programming. There's always a brainwashing in place. And there's always definitely at the root of it all a distraction in place. Distraction from what? Well, I'm glad you asked. Distraction from who you are. Do you know who you are? Do you know why you're here? Do you know why what you have inside of you? Do you know what you are capable of? Have you taken the time to figure that out? Have you taken the time to turn that TV off, log out of social media, and for once in your life, tune into who you are? Have you done that? Well, today's the day. Today is the day that you should do that. If you're going, tune into the news, what they're saying out there, what they're putting out there. Look at it long enough to know what's so-called going on. And then turn that shit off. Turn that bullshit off. Right after that, turn it off. You got better things to do with your time. You got better things to do with your time because you look at that long enough. As I said, it is going to program you to do exactly what they want you to do, to live exactly the way that they want you to live, which the way that they want you to live is the opposite of living. So you're become a zombie. You're a dead man or dead woman walking and don't even realize it. You think you're living and you think you are enabling life, but all you're doing is living in fear. Fear is the lowest vibration that we can experience, that we can exchange here. Love is the most powerful and enabling of wonders that we can exchange here in this realm. So, as I said, it's cool to know what's so-called going on, but if it is preventing you from living the life that you want to live, the life that you should be free to live, then you're a zombie. You're not alive. You're a dead man, dead woman walking. And you need to tune into you and find out what your soul, what your heart is saying. Listen to that. Isolation is cool as long as it's healthy. Sometimes you do have to isolate yourself, tune any and everybody out, even the ones who have your best interests at heart, because it's good to take in that positive energy from those who love us and genuinely want what's best for us. But it means nothing if it's not coming from your heart. What people can do is edify you and remind you who you are, but they cannot tell you who you are. They can remind you, but they can't tell you who you are. It will be something that they say that gives a light bulb moment, and you're like, oh, hold up, that is me. That is who I am. That is where I'm coming from. But they cannot tell you, you are this, you are that. You should do this, you should do that. If you follow that, you are following their perception of you and not your own. That's not the way to live. That ain't the way to do this. Nah, it got to come from you. But there is so much in this world, not just the TV, that makes us feel insecure. The TV is one thing, but also tuning into people around you that are toxic, but they say they love you though. That's some confusing stuff right there. Is when somebody tell you they love you, but they are toxic. I've said this so many times, man. Keith Sweat, that song, Right in the Wrong Way to Love Somebody. It's on point because it is so true. He said there's a right and a wrong way to love somebody. There is a good and a bad way to love somebody. A toxic person can only love you the wrong way. A toxic person can only love you in a bad way. They might feel love for you, but they don't know how to express it in a healthy manner because they don't even love themselves. So if you are absorbing a person that doesn't even love themselves, how can you trust in any advice or any kind of expression that they give you? You then are absorbing the perception and taking in something that is very, very unhealthy for you. And if you follow that, well, you're not going to live a life of fulfillment and love and peace and strength and power, all the things that's buried deep inside of you, that's covered by what you absorb on TV and by people that are toxic in your life. You got to stop being so insecure and stop thinking that you don't have it. You do have it. You have it inside of you, whatever it is that will get you to where you want to be and get you to live in the life that you came here to live, that you desire to live deep down in your heart and soul. You have to tune into you. You. People cross your path for a reason. They're going to challenge you, possibly. Some people going to challenge you. Some people just going to come here and they just going to love you unconditionally. They're going to give you everything that you truly deserve. You know, they're going to give you everything you truly deserve. But the way that you become worthy of that is you got to love yourself. You have to love yourself to be worthy of that. Because when you love yourself, you know how to love other people that are in your life. Without self-love, there is no external love. Without internal love, there is no external love. Not no good love. Not no right love. But if there's no internal love, then there will be wrong love. There will be bad love. So you got to be careful what you tune into. You got to be careful with that TV. You got to be careful with this social media. You got to be careful with the people that you exchange with. You got to know these things for yourself. So rethink some things. You know, everything that's going on. Think about right now everything that's going on with you and what you are experiencing in your personal life. Trust your own two eyes. Trust your gut. Your gut is like another conscience or another brain activity of some sort, just like the heart is. You know, the heart is the wise and emotional part of the mind, the brain, or whatever you want to call it. You know, the mind. Let's say the mind. Okay, so your gut, you get a gut feeling about something, that is not to be ignored. You do not ignore that. That is intuition. That is a gift. That is discernment to protect you, to guide you, to steer you in the right direction. You got to listen to your gut. Not to tell lie vision. Not that bullshit they putting out there. It'll have you living in fear. Have you living in fear for the rest of your life. Is that how you want to live? Is that for those of you who have children right now? The way the world is living right now, is that how you want them to live for the rest of their lives? Do you want to spend the rest of your life living the way that people are living universally now? Internationally, I should say. I shouldn't say universally because I'm sure on some of these other planets, they got some damn sense to listen to themselves, hopefully. So, if this is how y'all want to live for the rest of y'all life, then keep on letting people on the news tell you what you need to do, what you cannot do. If you don't stand up for yourself, they're going to keep on telling you what you can and cannot do. And then there will be no life. That's going to be when you decide, oh, no. When they take it too far. But if you don't start standing up for yourself now and speaking up now, one day it'll be too late. It'll be too late for you. Don't think you want that. So what is it going to hurt for you to rethink some things, regroup, and question everything that you've been told, everything that they're putting out there on the media? This is a good question, I think. I think this is a really good question. The government, or whoever, the powers that be, whomever is navigating the news and what's appropriate in school and offices and jobs and all that. So whoever creating all these laws and all these rules and regulations that you have to abide by and whatnot, when have they ever meant you any good? Hmm? They lie to you in school about history. They have you celebrating these lies every year. They have you participating in something that is so insulting, not only to so-called black people and their ancestors, but to everybody. Because if you're not the type of person that is not focused on race and therefore a racist, because you don't fall for the illusion of race, then you have fallen into the trap too. That is a curse that you are continuing on. But hey, history says that everybody was set free on the 4th of July. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus was born on the 25th. That's when you should have the spirit of giving. Resurrection Sunday, all that stuff that you can do any day of the year. You can be renewed at any time. You can arise from the dead anytime. And you can start your life over any day. Not just on the days they tell you that you can. Happy New Year. Everybody want to come out with resolutions and start over and become a new person. Become a new person now. Start thinking for yourself. That's a good start. Turn that TV off, man. Or woman. Turn it off right now. Turn the TV off. Put on some peaceful instrumental music. Or don't put no music on at all. Just sit in peace and hear yourself. Hear the voice of God, of nature, of the universe speaking through you, to you. Do that. What can it hurt? Or are you just too comfortable in all this bullshit? Are you too insecure to hear yourself? Are you too fearful of what you're going to learn? If so, life is only going to get worse. Life will only get worse. Not just for you, but those that you hold close to you, near and dear to you, especially your children who follow and look after your footsteps. You're teaching them to follow the masses, the path of destruction, the path of lies, because that's what you're doing, then they're going to live a life of destruction and a path of lies, just as you are. It's time to snap out of it and become your own person. Become who you are. Find out who you are. It's never too late. It is never too late. But it's on you. It's up to you. You got to do this. You have to want this. And you have to change your mindset in order to change the way that you live, the way that you express yourself, the way that you flow. Only you can do that. Hopefully what I'm saying is rejuvenating something inside of you, touching you in a place to where you are reminded who you are. But you gotta stop being in denial. You gotta stop ignoring your gut and your heart. You got to trust yourself. You got to be secure enough to love yourself and know that the truth is inside of you. We all have a piece of the pie. Your truth is a piece that I don't have. Even if my piece of the pie touches your piece of the pie, the other side of your piece is the part that I don't touch, and therefore the part that I do not possess. It might touch another, but it doesn't touch me. And that's what you have to bring to the equation. Your version, your truth. The best part of you that nobody else can be. Because the center of the piece of your pie is the core. And no, that's not touching anybody but you. On your left side is touching somebody, the right side is touching somebody, but the center of you, the core, is only touching you. And that's what you have to bring to the world. So, be cautious of what you're absorbing and what you're taking in and what you are believing, beliving. Yeah. That part right there. Once you do that, you will come to see that the world is not as ugly, not as scary as they've made it out to be. This is a beautiful place to be in, the earth. And this is the most wonderful time to be alive because the veil has been lifted up. The truth is being exposed. So many people are actually waking up. Now it's time for us to unite. So I'm hoping that this video shakes you enough to where you wake up out of your sleep and you begin to see with your eyes. Take off the lenses. Take that shit off and see with a clear 2020 vision. Because it is 2020 and you will see clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. That should be the theme of 2020 because it is the year. It is the time for people to wake up and snap out of it. What I've come to realize is that even though there's a lot of people on social media circulating the same false information, the same lies, the same fears, and all that other stuff, those of us that are chosen, awakened, and free, and dishing out all this love energy, all this power, we have the rest of those outnumbered. But you can't be scared to speak up. You can't be scared to live the way that you know you should live, the way that you deserve to live. Because when you do that, other like minds and like spirits will see you, identify you, acknowledge you, and embrace you. And at that time, we will be united. We will stand united. We will walk united, and we will conquer this thing. But you can't just sit there and complain and beat a dead horse about what's going on. You have to be the enlightenment that you want to see, and you have to flow from your inner glow. That's the only way we're going to conquer this thing. Unity is the key. Unity is the solution. Unity holds the power. So let's enforce unity. Let's be united. Let's be the definition of unity and see what happens.